If you're gonna talk that talk, then you better walk that walk. If you're gonna talk that talk, then you better walk that walk. Lot of wannabes, only one of me. They try to put me under pressure, put me under siege. Yeah, I'm a champ, I'm a legend, I'm a beast. Used to be the underdog, I got off the leash. I'm done barking, I only bite. Drop the roof for the night like it's only right. Hold it tight, both hands on the holy grail. Come and get it when you fail, you can hold the hell. Run it. Yeah, I'm ready, let's run it.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Very soon we will have the Legends 5v5 on Summoner's Rift, but before that, we need to do the 1v1 finals for the LCK side of that bracket. Very excited to see who's going to come out on top. It's going to be a best of 3. Will it be Alpaca reigning supreme, the Gragas god?
Or Beryl, the support genius.
Yeah.
The solo queue master as well.
Exactly right. But I believe we do have an interview first from our Q Kings.
Thank you very much, guys. And this is Jason, joined by Hojin from the LCK Q King squad. And first question, I'm going to ask him how he's feeling to be on the LCK's influencer squad. 우선은 인플루언서 대표로 호진 선수분 모셔봤는데요. 올스타전 LCK 인플루언서로 참가하게 되신 소감이 어떻게 되나요?
제가 지금 나가고 있는 거죠?
네.
제가 올스타전에 나가게 될 수 있을 거라고는 꿈에도 생각도 못했는데 이렇게 나가게 돼서 너무 기분 좋고 또 이겨서 또 기분 너무 좋습니다.
I've never imagined that I will be able to make it to the All-Stars event, so it's really great to be part of this event, and also I'm happy. I'm even happier to get the dub. Moving on to the next question. So everyone looked super serious starting from the pick and ban. So what was your mindset for this matchup? 그러면 이제 모든 분들이 이제 밴픽 시작부터 우린 진지하게 간다 하는 느낌이 물씬 풍겨졌는데 실제로 어떤 마음가짐을 갖고 이번 경기 임하셨나요?
저희가 이제 인플루언서전 참여하게 되면서 상대 인플루언서 분들 티어나 이런 거를 소문으로만 자세히는 못 듣고 소문으로만 들었는데 다 챌린저라고 그러시는 거예요. 그래서 저희가 좀 질게임 하려다가도 챌린저 상대로 질게임하면 진짜 퍼펙트 게임으로 질 것 같다. 그래서 그냥 좀 진지하게 임하자 해서 진지하게 게임에 임했던 것 같습니다.
So, well, we heard that the opponent influencer team where everyone was like challengers. I mean, we didn't really look it up, but we heard so. So we were like, at first, let's just play for fun. And then we realized that they are super talented. So we were like, yeah, this is going to be a serious problem if we just go for fun. So we might get perfect games. So we wanted to play really seriously to win this game. And moving on to the next question, well, LCK's macro decision came in clutch in order to close out the game after having a very intense game. So who was the main shot caller in your squad? So 오늘 경기가 굉장히 치열했는데 LCK의 운영이 빛나면서 마지막에 경기를 마무리할 수 있었습니다. 오늘 메인 오더는 누구였나요?
솔직히 이제 나라카일 선수가 완전 무조건 이겨야 된다. 중국 팀한테는 질 수 없다. 그러면서 너무 열심히 메인 오더 해주시고 캐리도 해주셔서 게임 이렇게 이길 수 있었던 것 같습니다.
Well, Narakyle, I mean, he was super serious. He was trying so hard. He was saying like, we should never fall to the LPL squad. So he was playing so hard. He carried us, and also he was making all the shot calls. And the last question was, so who do you think is the POG of this game? 그러면 이제 이 경기 POG MVP를 뽑자면 누구라고 생각하시나요?
솔직히 뭐 전부 잘해주셔가지고 전부 MVP라고 생각하는데 그래도 혼자 AP로서 딜을 가장 열심히 넣은 제가 MVP인 것 같습니다.
I think all of our players were doing a great job. Everyone played well, so I want to say everyone is our POG. But at the same time, I was the only AP damage dealer, so I want to give myself a POG point in this game. So lastly, any message over to the fans? 마지막으로 그러면 시청하시면서 응원해주신 팬분들께 한마디 부탁드립니다.
또 이렇게 오랜만에 팬분들 앞에서 이렇게 경기를 하게 됐는데 이렇게 시청해 주시고 응원해 주셔서 감사드리고 또 제가 내년에 군대를 가야 되는데 가기 전에도 또 개인 방송에서도 열심히 활동할 테니까 저희 팀분들 그리고 저 이호진도 많이 사랑해 주세요. 감사합니다.
감사합니다. So yeah, it's been a while since I have been playing in front of this crowd and fans. So I'm happy, and also thank you for watching this game. And at the same time, I'll be joining the Korean Army next year, so I'll be streaming up until then. So please keep supporting me and also my teammates. And this was 호진 from the LCK Q King squad. 인터뷰 정말 감사드리고요. 여기까지가 호진님이었습니다. 감사합니다.
감사합니다.
Thank you so much, Jisun, for the interview, and shout out for the confidence that Hojin is demonstrating.
Yeah.
Certainly cool to hear from a veteran, and good luck in the army as well, Hojin.
Yeah.
Hopefully you can come back and maybe be a coach or something like that, because he's
Yeah.
showing he's still got it, Valdez.
Yeah, he's very wholesome too, you know. He's like, I think all my teammates were great. Like, I would like to give them all the MVP, but also myself the MVP. Yeah, just a very wholesome interview. Always great to hear from Hojin. And, yeah, pretty cool stuff.
Really cool to see him back. So now we need to cast our minds back, Valdez, because yesterday it was a day full of trials and tribulations for the LPL and the LCK. We're going to start over the LCK side, where they suffered at the hands of a very powerful OPL Malphite, despite the fact that they killed the bottom lane of the OPL 19 times before they got a kill. It didn't matter.
It was 21, actually.
Oh, was it?
0 and 10, 0 and 11.
It was very, very rough.
It's a lot of kills.
Yes.
And deaths. Yeah.
Indeed. But we do have some clips of the players' reactions to that as well. So I think we have it ready. We can go over to the Bose sounds of the game.
와, 벌써 많이 죽을 것 같네. 씨, 저기 픽도 상당하네, 진짜. 일단 저는 찾지 말아주세요.
탑다이브만 갈게요.
뭐야, 말파이트 큐가 안 보이는데요?
그거 마음의 눈으로 봐야 돼.
이거 투명이다, 말파이트 큐가. 진짜 마음의 눈으로 봐야 되네.
와.
말파이트.
저놈의 말파이트. 하고 있네.
살려줄 상혁이 형 구함.
오케이 가야죠.
살려줄 상혁이 형 구함.
괜찮아 푸시 이제.
살려줄 사람 오고 있어요? 오케이.
안돼. 말파가 개사기다 그냥.
말파이트 밴해야 된다.
지지.
지지.
Well, maybe we'll see some Malphite bans towards the end of the day.
Yeah.
I don't know whether Malphite will be banned in our 1v1 final that we will have coming up very, very shortly, though. It will be the bottom lane that you saw there representing the LCK. Deft versus Beryl. We get to see who is going to be the better player. Beryl has been surprisingly excellent at 1v1s. His Warwick is just too scary.
You know, we had on the LCK side and also on the LPL side, we had Karsa, who I think is a little bit less surprising because everybody knows he's mechanically super awesome. But he's a jungler, right? And the fact that he can win like a 1v1 lane setup is really cool and dominate, not just win. And Beryl, at the same time, he's pretty famous for, you know, like going on solo queue and going on rampages in different lanes. He doesn't only play solo queue or anything like that. So he's able to prove it here. Of course, you know, it's not 100% serious and all this stuff, but still, I mean, you can tell just by the way he's playing that he's certainly very talented at this 1v1 situation.
And having a look at the road that they had to go as well, Beryl taking down Jelly, who was wearing the glasses in our previous series. Also, teammate Canyon falling to him, and Prey, the veteran that was able to take down FLICKR in the semi-final to allow him to reach Deft, who took down Narakyle, who after that last match feels like a much bigger matchup than we necessarily thought yesterday, and then taking down his former teammate Marta to get himself towards this final as well. And here we are, bans already through as the Warwick, Pantheon, and the Heimerdinger removed from Beryl. I actually think that Deft is right on the money with those bans. And then the Olaf, Callista, and the Lucian to aim at Deft. It's Poppy versus Gragas. Poppy... Steadfast presence is the worst against Greg. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I actually think this is a great matchup for Beryl.
Yeah.
Gragas can do some funny stuff, but I think even the extra tankiness that Poppy will bring in, you would have to give him the the advantage here coming in, and they're both got big smiles on their faces once again. Beryl never stops smiling.
No, he doesn't. He's been giggling this entire tournament, like all yesterday. I imagine his smile muscles are going to be very, very sore in the couple of days that he'll have before he has to play in Casper Cup, and we'll see whether those smiles are going to continue there. Will, of course, be the debut of the slightly adjusted Damwon roster, which is going to be quite interesting. You can see Deft there with his Hanwha Life jersey on. Looking forward to representing his new squad as well. But first, Hanwha versus Damwon. Beryl versus Deft. Support versus AD Carry. Beryl, of course, formerly an AD Carry himself. Him and Hoyt used to be the bottom lane of Damwon. But Beryl just too good at everything. Oh my goodness. English voice lines again, Valdez.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
Oh, I'm so happy. Well, the poke begins. Deft showing that he has some prowess there.
I think even in this laning phase, I think the Poppy should be pretty comfortable.
Ooh, almost the stun there is Deft.
Yeah.
Looking okay in this trade, but Beryl, he's just that little bit too tanky. Buckler comes down, and now Deft needing to take a back foot. Beryl picks up his shield as well. Poppy is just, it's a difficult champion to deal with.
Yeah.
As there's the body slam.
The Gragas has a lot of sustain, as you can see. They both went for the refillable, of course, but there's that extra bit of poke with the Poppy. Throwing out her little shieldy thingy.
Yep.
By the way, we do have the rules down on the bottom side. 3 ways to win. 2 kills, kill after sudden death, or they destroy the tower. I think Beryl missed there, has to flash away.
Yep, no summoners, and Deft comes on in, but it was all a bait from good old Beryl. And you can see Deft big giggles after that one, and this is going to make things a whole host more difficult for the Gragas.
Yeah, that was a bit of a blunder by the side of Deft. He's still laughing at himself, shaking his head. He's like, what is going on? Look at the amount of minions, too, getting to work there. But you'll see Deft, he's pretty low on mana. And Beryl goes for this here. You see he misses the Q, but the Ignite comes in, flash away, and Deft still goes for it, not expecting the damage from throwing out the auto there. And just gets hammered.
I'm trying to work out whether Deft's W-empowered auto had ran out after the flash, because it just didn't look like it did any damage at all. As a Sheen is now being picked up by Beryl, which is pretty rough. He's looking to come back to lane. Wants to, yeah, okay, Merc treads.
Uh-oh.
This is real scary for the Gragas. Did spend a lot of time in base though. So Deft is going to have control of this minion wave at least. Might even be able to buy himself a cheeky back as well, as he is looking to try and escape this one. Beryl not going to hold on to that minion wave, so Deft will be able to slightly even out these items. Of course, you get a whole lot more gold per minion kill in these 1v1s, so should be able to purchase a bit more. But decides that he does want to get out of here. Beryl tries to get on in, the old taxi maneuver with the heroic charge.
Yeah, don't think you're going to be getting many wall stuns with that ability, so just using it for mobility is probably a good idea for Beryl, who's just looking at nicely done.
Yeah, this is the problem. That steadfast presence just immediately stops the body slam from doing anything. Deft is going to have to rely on barrels, as that barrel not one to be relied upon.
See ya.
Yeah, and that's going to deny some minions as well. Oh, Poppy just
seems so good.
Ridiculously good, into Gragas especially.
For sure. All right, Gragas.
Oh, maybe Deft is looking for that sudden death win condition.
Well, his cask is gone, so it's going to be a bit difficult. Bit of a long cooldown on that one for now. He's being poked down.
Yeah, the bucklers constantly being thrown out here by Beryl. But Deft eventually finding some damage here. Remember, decided not to go back, so not going to have quite the items that he was looking for. As the Sheen procs, just ridiculous. Heroic charge comes down as Deft just going to burn to death. And that is going to be the first win on the table. Remember, guys, it is a best of 3. So Beryl does need to do this one more time. But Deft certainly not looking like the best player in that particular 1v1. And it might have just been that Champion Select went in favor of the mastermind that is Beryl, who is continuing to only smile and laugh.
He's just loving it. He's having a great time. And that's what you like to see. Having fun here in the Red Bull 1v1 tournament. That is the goal. Also winning, of course.
Yeah.
But Beryl does both at the same time, and that's what we love. Deft seemed to be having a bit of fun himself, but yeah, some mix-ups there. He saw his hands on his face after getting killed there for the second time. But honestly, with the strength that Poppy brought to the lane with the Merc Treads, that was actually a great idea to wait for the Merc Treads.
Yeah.
Come back in the lane, and he was just way too far ahead in items, and there was just no chance for the Gragas. I think his only chance was to cask him into the turret and try to get that combo going. But even then, you know, it would have been difficult, but he tried to go for it. He missed the cask, and that's when he just started dancing. He's like, yep, this is over. I mean,
that's actually in the matchup, the only way you can ever land a body slam is if you get the mid-cask knockback, and they haven't pressed W before they get hit. So it's a difficult matchup for the Gragas in that particular 1v1. That is for sure. However, Beryl playing pretty masterfully, as we are going to check out some of the highlights of this one. The highlights are mostly just these two players having a really, really good time. As this was... You have to check the damage. Check the damage.
No, it was...
Yeah, no, it was the empowered.
It's just Poppy things, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, no, you don't do damage, actually. Not to me. And, just, you know, a little bit too low there. A bit too much damage. You can see he's like, what the hell? Like, how did this even happen?
What was I thinking? Oh, man. Well, Deft does have another chance. If you are an Alpaca fan, it is absolutely okay, because the chance is still there for him to figure it out. But I don't think he's going to be doing it on Gragas again, because you could imagine that the Poppy could just be coming out one more time. Maybe it's time to bring out like the full toxicity in the 1v1, understanding that your opponent's going to go for a melee champion, so you just play Nasus or something like that.
Whoa.
We've seen it happen. Well, we'll see whether the bans are going to be the same as well. As Deft immediately getting rid of the Heimerdinger.
I think same bans are fine. I don't... Oh, okay. Banning the Poppy is maybe a nice little change up. I think that Beryl is just showing that he can play pretty much anything. And that Poppy will be taken away. I forget what that third ban was the last time around. That wasn't the Poppy.
It wasn't the Poppy, it was
Warwick, right? Yeah. So that is available now to Beryl. Maybe he'll play that. He looked really good on that pick as well.
Does that mean that Deft can figure that one out, though, and possibly go for something else? As Jinx is banned, okay.
380 carries. That's some good respect.
That's a
Deft.
Is this going to be the AP volley bear that we've seen terrorizing solo queue?
Huh. Maybe. Mordekaiser.
Oh my goodness, it's a burly boy battle. And you can see the reaction from these two players. I don't think it's necessarily as one-sided this time around, though. So I'll just have to see who's going to be able to play this one out better. Deft gets to go for an early sudden death with the Death Realm, which is kind of cool, I guess.
I think that's the Mordekaiser's win condition, as it usually is. Just chip him down, get him in the Death Realm, and then try to beat him there. But I do like Beryl's chances outside of that. I think his dodging of skill shots and all that kind of thing is pretty good. And on the Volibear, he's going to be pretty fast. I think he can kind of run around that and handle it pretty well. He can go for early Merc Treads once again on a champion like this. I'm kind of favoring Beryl slightly in this matchup.
Yeah, well, we'll see whether Deft is going to be able to convince you otherwise, Valdez, as we get into this one. I personally want Deft to win so that we can get all 3 games out of our 1v1 final before we head towards our LPL versus LCK Legends match. Best of 1. See who's got the better Legends. But first, we already have 2 Legends on the Rift. Deft deciding to go for more of the Juggernaut style with the barrier picked up instead of the flash, but Beryl still wanting to have that flash available. Old school skin choice here for Beryl, whereas Deft has decided to go as new as possible. Definitely a cool one. Looks like a World of Warcraft armor set. It's pretty rare.
Yeah. I don't mind it, of course. Looks pretty nice. I like the Eye of Sauron.
Yeah, right.
At the end of that one.
Well, Beryl gets himself the shield here, but Deft stacking up the passive, and does mean that he will have more consistent damage in this one. Grabs himself the shield, and Beryl having to flash. Remember, no flash from Deft as he gets himself into the brush, and first blood is so easy for the Mordekaiser. Just stand and smack him, and that gets the job done.
Yeah, you know, I like the initial trade, but the second the passive comes out, you're not taking that when you are Flash Ignite against Barrier Ignite. So Beryl maybe getting a little bit overconfident here. Actually walking behind Deft and saying, I'm so confident I'm going to win this trade that I will block you from your escape. But the only person who could not escape was Beryl at the end of the day, so bit of a mix-up there. Also missed both of those minions.
Oh, Deft actually with a big buy on the way back as well. As just a Sheen, but Deft with his arm guard already stacked up. Not necessarily maximum value for the armor, because Volibear does a lot of mixed damage, but level advantage. Beryl only just hitting level 4. Yeah, Deft is in an even better position, I'd say, than Beryl was in game number 1.
Yeah, it does feel that way. And this Leeching Leer is perfect in terms of a first buy, or just a buy in general for a Mordekaiser.
Yeah.
You're going to have health, ability power, and Omnivamp. And that's every single stat that Mordekaiser wants, basically.
Yep, it's like, you know, they removed Gunblade, but at least this still exists. As, yeah, all of these Death's Grasps are landing as well. The get over here, Death Knight style, working out very, very well. Or Scorpion style, depending on which one you prefer.
Scorpion.
Scorpion's your favorite?
For me, yeah.
That's your personal favorite? Okay.
Yeah, a little bit more OG in my mind.
Yep. That's very true. I mean, Death Knight's so
Used to,
2010.
Yeah.
Right?
I used to play the Death Knight? I thought that came out earlier, though.
No. Wrath of the Lich King?
Oh, yeah, that's right. But yeah, I was playing that on Sega Genesis with my brothers back in
yeah, I mean,
a long time ago.
Scorpion is absolutely an OG Mortal Kombat character, so I think that the inspiration definitely belongs to him as Beryl. Not a lot of health belongs to him at this point in time, as these obliterates are coming through. Death's Grasp for the cleanup, and Deft so dominant in game number 2. And this Decider is starting to get a whole lot more murky. Game number 1 was so simple for Beryl, but that one was anything but.
Yeah, that early trade just put him way too far behind, and Deft essentially just landed all of his stuff there after getting the lead and took down the second kill pretty fast. So Beryl going to have to rethink his strategy. Maybe should have gone for the Warwick that time around.
Are we going to have the Amumu agreement for the last one? I want to see it again.
For the third game of the best of 3 of the finals?
Yeah, Amumu versus Amumu.
They should
like
play...
Prey versus Faker did.
How about Tryndamere versus Tryndamere?
That sounds awful. I love it. Let's go.
Let's see. Who's going to crit?
What would be the most lopsided matchup that you could possibly do? In your opinion? Like, what would be the worst case scenario for one of these players? Would it be like a classic Teemo versus Garen situation or something like that?
I don't know. I'm trying to think of, like, literally the worst. Obviously, there are some really bad, like, range versus melee matchups.
Yeah.
Like, you're playing Callista versus Nasus or something. That's a real bad one. That's a real feels bad.
Hey, if you get a Wither in the right spot, though, you know, there might be a chance. But no, I think you're right. It sounds absolutely awful.
Yeah, Beryl forcing this fight when he didn't have barrier. It's almost like he was forcing a game 3 with that maneuver.
He just wants to play more. He's obviously been having a great time, yeah.
Yeah. And that's it. We had 2 highlights.
I mean, there were 2 kills, so I don't blame the production team one iota. You can see Beryl just lost, by the way, guys. Still having the greatest time possible. That is why we love him, because he's always just down to have a good time, and that's exactly what the All-Star Tournament is all about. No change here for 2020, as we are getting into the decider. And so, look, you can see the grin slowly slipping from Beryl's face. It's business time, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm-hmm. Same with Deft. He's like, okay, what are we going for here?
Yep, it was a giggle initially, but now that we're heading towards Champion Select in the ban phase, it's when it's starting to get all down to brass tacks.
Yep, no more fooling around.
Well, Mordekaiser taken away. Deft, too damn good at that champion. And I'm glad the Poppy is still getting banned.
I think he left her brave pants at home. Good old Poppy. Haven't heard that voice line in a while.
I know.
And I think he's probably just going to pass up on banning the Jinx. He'll ban the other 2.
Yeah, Callista should be the next one here from Beryl. Going down that line of thinking. Heimerding is up, ladies and gentlemen. Are we going to have a Heimer off? Or is Deft going to be banning that one away?
Heimer off sounds terrible. So
I mean, it's Pantheon or Heimer. There are 2 big champions that Beryl could be playing this time. And Pantheon is going to be getting the ban here. So Beryl, does he do it?
He's got a little sly grin on. And you can see that Deft is feeling the same. What should I pick?
Well, with no Poppy, the Gragas does definitely feel better. And in the games leading up, it was definitely the Gragas that was very, very strong. Oh my goodness.
All right, well, we have Gragas and Brand. Yes!
Okay!
It's a great matchup.
We saw this in Beryl's opening 1v1. It was the Brand burning down trees, as Jelly could do absolutely nothing against all of that damage. But this is going to be a little bit more up to skill for Beryl in this matchup. It's not like press W and instantly win the matchup. He doesn't have a W that's capable of doing that this time around. Can, of course, interrupt the body slam if you land a really nice Q, but still, much more difficult. And Deft should have a lot more agency in this matchup. This is exciting for our final 1v1.
This is a big one. I'm a big fan of Brand, especially now after the changes, the buffs. But Gragas can lay down the hurt, especially after level 6. If you just combo the Brand, then certainly you'll have a pretty good time, especially if it is into your turret. But all of that poke is going to be difficult for the Gragas to dodge. So we'll see how nice his footwork is.
Indeed. And Gragas is a nimble gentleman. I know he may look quite portly.
It's true.
However, he does have a lot more maneuverability than one would immediately expect.
Yeah. Portly meaning thick with 2 C's for the kids out there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just
Sorry,
to translate the boomer.
Yeah. I mean, it's not boomer. That's called English.
No, yeah, we don't speak that anymore. No,
Oh,
you're not with the Times Atlas. You don't get it.
They didn't send me that memo. I've been in Korea for too long. Oh, it's a disaster. How did you know? You've been here longer than me.
I just, I keep up with the kids.
Oh.
Hello, fellow kids.
Kids. Oh, God. Okay, well, I'm glad that you did, because I have no idea. As Deft throwing down barrels, and let's see whether Beryl's going to be able to land some abilities. The answer at the moment is no, as neither can Deft. No one's hit each other with anything yet. Deft lands the first blow. Congratulations. Didn't get the auto, as Beryl, that was the wrong direction.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that was also the wrong placement.
They're just so flustered after what were 2 very intense initial games in this BO3. There's Deft. Okay, passive applied. Q once again goes phenomenally wide.
Yeah, nimble as you mentioned.
Oh yeah,
the Gragas.
That was all about Gragas being nimble. 100%.
Yeah, has to be. Oh man, He's landing the E, so that's something good here for Beryl. He has pressed his E onto the Gragas so far.
Yeah, that's true. Targeted abilities, that's what we're going to have to rely on by the looks of things in this particular
That's my analysis.
Game 3.
Yes, very good job with the E. Oh, yeah, he did it again.
That's why they call you the Vald analyst. You're giving us what we need to know.
By the way, Deft has landed pretty much every barrel.
Yeah, after the first or second.
Yeah.
He's got his eye in. Beryl needs to do the same thing here.
You play with your eye in? I usually leave mine out.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is that why you haven't been doing so well?
Yeah, that's the
recently?
reason, yeah.
Ah, got it.
Must be.
Yeah. I leave my eyes in. I'm just terrible at the game, so that's my problem. Is great stun. That's what we were talking about. You can land that as Deft overshoots the barrel. You can see, though, this is definitely much more evenly matched, although Deft does have the sustain advantage. It'll be up to Beryl to keep that pressure on. It does certainly help if you hit more than one ability, though, and Beryl's starting to do that slowly but surely.
Yeah, I think just wait until the Gragas gets near the minions. You can use the new E.
Barrel comes out into the other barrel. That was a score move. He learnt that from his former jungler. Deft, a beautiful kill #1 in this final.
All right, I think we can already give him the win here. I crown Deft as the well, he's the best Gragas player at least in the tournament.
He's the best Gragas player on the Howling Abyss right now.
Yeah. That is a
Of
really
time,
big
right?
honor. He made that look easy too. He's just like,
That was
yeah,
so
no problem, no problem. The perfect angle. Even Beryl's not really smiling anymore. He's like, man, I just got clapped.
He did. He wasn't ready for it because Deft, like, heroically missed it in his former game against the Poppies. So just wasn't ready for that pure display of skill. Let's have a look at it one more time. Oh,
It's perfect.
stunning.
Got
And
him.
the body slam.
Yeah.
Flash was beautiful. Sidestepped the Q. Everything went right. And Beryl almost still killed him. So
Yeah.
that Q had landed. That would have been a 1-for-1, even after Deft made everything work so beautifully.
Yep, this isn't over yet, you know? Like, that was one super play out of Deft, and yes, he does have a Luden's Echo here already. But if Beryl begins to land some abilities, then Brand can, you know, if you're not able to put pressure on him and he can just poke you out, then he can beat pretty much any champion. So we'll see if Beryl can continue to land some of these abilities as he has started to. Maybe the pressure is forcing him to be a bit more serious and actually be landing these ones a bit better.
Oh, yeah. And he is certainly starting to do a lot of work. Luden's, of course, giving you a bit more damage, but not quite helping out so much for the maneuverability. These barrels do hurt, though, as you can see.
Yeah. The Luden's problem.
That's the flash in from Beryl. The bounces, and Deft is definitely dead. Does manage to boop him back, but if the turret isn't in range, then Beryl is absolutely fine. So that's 1-for-1 between Beryl and Deft. It all comes down to this next one.
Yep. It's a best of 3. We're in game 3, and now we're currently 1-to-1 in kills. So we're already in sudden death. And yeah, just to take a look, he's got the burn going, and Deft is just not expecting it. But he's sitting out here with no minions to cover him, so it's a pretty easy lineup for Beryl, especially because you wouldn't expect the guy that just got killed to do that.
Yep.
So a great read from Beryl, even down on his luck from the items. He's still able to pick up that kill. Now he's going to go back and buy some items.
Yeah, so now we're Mythic versus Mythic, and a cheeky stopwatch as well from Beryl. Stopwatch is actually super valuable when you're Brand, because you buy time for your dots and ignite to burn the opponent down. I really, really like that purchase. Deft now looking for his last back before sudden death will come forward.
Yeah, he had a lot of gold, I guess, on the back because he picked up the Night Harvester and the stopwatch. After all of that,
Might have actually had a bit of gold in his pocket as well, wanting to make sure that that last buy was going to work out. As Deft taking a bit of hurt here, going to have to just drink a bit more, I think. And does do so. Like we were talking about, sudden death beginning in 30 seconds, so Deft forced to go back home. Beryl should be able to get a cheeky one in beforehand as well after clearing out this wave. Brand pretty good at the old wave clear. And is going to be able to do so, as you can see. So Brand with 900 to spend, and is ahead by 900 gold himself. So Deft, if he's going to win, it's going to be against all odds.
Yeah.
To quote good old Phil Collins.
Double stopwatch, a Giant's Belt picked up for the Brand, for Beryl here. And it comes down to this, 30 seconds. Who's going to take the win? My money's on Beryl here. That's a nice amount of poke to start off.
Not to mention a huge health bar, 2,000 in the bank, and Deft already taking some poke damage. Eating through these potions that you can see are still there. Beryl still with a couple of stacks on his refillable. Is Deft going to be able to land that sick barrel once again? Beryl this time around knows exactly what's going on though. Will be able to keep his eye out for it as this fire is closing in, and it's closing in quick. There it is, there's the body slam flash. Beryl not quite underneath the turret, dodges the barrel with his stopwatch. Deft now with a stopwatch advantage, doesn't manage to get the flash over the barrel, and it's Deft that goes into his stasis and wins the 1v1 best of 3. But that last game, that was so hype.
That was the big one, the third game, and he absolutely made it look easy to Deft. Just able to land his combo there right at the end. Beryl was kind of asking for it, though. He walked up to Deft and said, hey, come at me, bro. And Deft's like, easily, thankfully, here I go.
Yeah.
And also the stopwatch on the barrel. Oh, it was just a little bit unfortunate in the trade for Beryl, but Deft absolutely deserves this win with his fantastic plays there. Man,
that was
we actually had like a pretty hype 1v1 there to finally end it off.
I was pretty scared after the Poppy versus Gragas. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
That did not feel great. The Mordekaiser versus Volibear was also pretty abysmal. And then we have that to bring it all home. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Deft taking home a victory. Wasn't able to do it at the World Championship. Beryl was. However, Deft got the last laugh. At least for a couple of days until Kesper Cup starts, I guess. There is just always so much League of Legends for us to look forward to, especially around Christmas time. It is just cool to have a tournament that can wish you a Merry Christmas, but the All-Star event is doing the same thing as well. Very much, it is the season. Valdez, do you have plans for Christmas?
Yeah, I'm going to watch Kesper Cup.
Heck yeah. That's what we're talking
That's
about.
my plan.
Well, let's have a look at some of these highlights of the final match between Beryl and Deft. The first play, man. That was vintage score. Look at this.
Yeah.
Oh, boop. Stunning. Everything was good. Look at that sidestep as well.
Perfect angle on the cast, even after he went into the brush, was really, really nice to see. Great play here from Beryl, too. Deft, not necessarily expecting it, but you can land that stun a lot easier after you do flash on in. And, of course, the new ultimate makes that a little bit easier there, able to bounce it off yourself. And you see Beryl, he's standing right up there, and he stopwatches the barrel, and then he flashes into the body slam. So, great plays from Deft, able to stopwatch there at the end. He says, okay, and gets the win.
That was actually very close to him flashing over the body slam.
It was close.
You imagine that he was... It's just that Gragas is so big. We're talking about him being nimble and all this sort of stuff, but he is also still a large gentleman. As you can see right here, Deft all the way. Taking down Canna, Mata, Narakyle, and now Beryl to be crowned the king of LCK 1v1.
Yeah.
And deserves it. You know, Deft has just been so good for so damn long. You know?
He's still with us. Hope he stays with us for a long time coming.
Yeah,
Curious,
exactly.
Curious about his next year on Hanuma Life.
Me too, but that squad is looking pretty exciting. You know,
It
Chovy
is.
coming on with him, and we all know how much we all like Chovy
Yes.
here on the global broadcast for the LCK.
And Deft, of course.
Oh, yes.
So that'll be a fun one to watch. Deft, yeah, he gets the win. I guess he gets some money to donate to charity after that one.
Yes, indeed. The thing that I'm worried about, though, Valdez, is the fact that now Beryl and Deft are going to have to team up once again to take on the LPL.
What are they going to do?
I don't know. They've got a little bit of time, though. But we do have the interview, so let's throw it over to Jisun for some translation.
Thank you very much, guys. And this is Jisun joined by Deft, the LCK Red Bull 1v1 tournament champion. So first question, you took down Viril and became the champion of the 1v1 tournament. And also you won your first international title. How do you feel? 우선은 데프트 선수 우승 정말 축하드립니다. 1대1 최강자가 되신 동시에 이제 국제전 타이틀을 이제 드디어 따내셨는데 소감이 어떻게 되나요?
일단 베릴 선수가 1경기 때 좀 뽀삐가 생각보다 너무 세가지고 저는 이제 그라가스가 제일 세다고 생각하고 준비를 했는데 좀 당황을 하긴 했지만 이렇게 기분 좋게 수입이라고 하나요? 네, 해서 좀 더 좋은 것 같아요.
So yeah, Beryl's Poppy in game number 1 was super strong, even stronger than I expected. So I thought Gragas was the most OP champion. So after losing to his Poppy in game number 1, I was really flustered. But at the same time, I'm super happy that I was able to make this reverse sweep happen. Moving on to the next question. So it seemed like you guys were having a good time, having a conversation with each other, starting from the champ select. So what kind of conversation did you guys have? And also, it was a player of a flash on D key versus a player with a flash on F key, and you were able to secure the win. So you sent a message over to the all the players that using their flash on F key. 그러면 이제 뱀픽 단계부터 두 선수분들 모두 대화를 나누면서 좀 많이 즐기는 듯한 모습이 나왔는데 어떤 얘기를 주고 받으셨는지, 또 D 전멸 대 F 전멸 간의 싸움이었는데 이제 데프트 선수님이 우승하신 만큼 전 세계 F 전멸 유저들에게 한마디 부탁드립니다.
일단 대화는 이제 서로 밴을 되게 잘해가지고 막 서로 할 게 없다고 뭐 해야 되냐고 그런 얘기하면서 웃었던 것 같고, 이제 D 전멸과 F 전멸에 대해서 얘기를 해보면 이제 마지막 경기에서 보셨다시피 이제 F 전멸은 이제 그라가스 배치기를 못 피했거든요. 그래서 D 전멸이 좋습니다.
Well, so I mean, we both were really smart with the bends, so we were just saying like, oh, there's nothing to play. And in terms of the flash key, as you saw in game number 3, if you're using your flash on F key, you cannot dodge the body slam from Gragas. So I want to tell you guys that the flash D is better. Moving on to the next question. So even though you were not able to secure a win on Gragas in game number 1, you managed to bring it back in game 3. So what was the reason behind that? And also, did you have any special strategy for the finals? 그러면 1경기에서 그라가스로 패배를 했지만 3경기에서 과감하게 다시 선택하셨습니다. 1대1 토너먼트를 위해서 특별히 준비한 전략 같은 게 또 있었을까요?
사실 어제 이제 초비 선수랑 연습 게임을 한 판 하긴 했는데 그 초비 선수가 오른을 해가지고 딱히 도움이 되진 않았지만 그런 뭔가 1대1 연습을 한 판 했었고, 또 그라가스는 1경기를 지긴 했지만 제 1경기 때 좀 아이템을 잘못 간 것도 있고, 또 뽀삐만 없으면은 계속 좋을 것 같아서 뽀삐를 밴하고 했던 것 같아요.
So yesterday I practiced 1v1 with Chovy, just one game, and he played Ornn, so that was not helpful at all. But yeah, I did one practice game for the 1v1 tournament, and also even though I lost the game on Gragas in game number 1, I think I went with a wrong build, wrong itemization, so I wanted to adjust that. And also, other than Poppy, I still thought that Gragas is the strongest champion, so I came back to Gragas for game number 3. 그럼 마지막으로 이제 LPL 올스타 팀들과의 대결을 앞두고 있는데 각오 여쭤보겠습니다. And your last match up against the LPL All-Stars is coming up. So any last message about it?
일단 막 여러 가지 매치들이 준비되어 있는 걸로 아는데 되게 재밌을 것 같고, 또 저희가 지금 0승 2패를 하고 있거든요. 그래서 이기겠습니다.
So I heard that we have a lot of modes and formats to play, so I think it's going to be super exciting. And at the same time, we are currently on 0-2, so we will make sure to grab the dub. This was Deft, the LCK 1v1 tournament champion. And back to you guys. 여기까지가 데프트 선수였습니다. 감사합니다.
Thank you so much, Jisun, and it is great to hear from Deft as well after his victory. And now we get to go over to our Legends match.
We do.
But before that, we get the Spotify song break as well. You can check out the ASE anthem. And I think it's pretty sick. What do you reckon?
I like it. It's hip. It's good. It's nice.
It's hip? Is that what the kids are calling it these days?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I'm just dancing by myself. It's all right. I'm gonna get Brandon to dance as well as we go to our Spotify song break, right? Oh man, this boomer dancing is just not really working out. All right, we'll get over to Spotify and we can perfect this as well. We'll see you after the break, guys.
大家好，我是 TSG 塔隆的上路卡纳比。今天我来带大家参观新的一年的塔隆吧。这是我们的香港最强 AD 运团，然后这个是我们香港最烂辅助凯瑞，然后这是我们台湾客户的老板屠龙。嗨，大家好。然后这个是我们台湾第一中单 Perfect Metal， 然后这是我们的打野 River。接下来我要开始练习啦，大家拜拜。